We're both pressure fighters. Obviously, his best weapon is his leg kicks, coupled with his cardio and ability to just wing punches for 25 minutes or 15 minutes in this 15-minute fight. I believe my strengths are, high pace, high cardio, a lot of punches, being able to withstand damage and continue to trot forward and have a good fight. I honestly see the fight going a little bit very similar to Justin Gaethje versus Eddie Alvarez and Dustin Poirier. He lost both of those fights, but obviously I'm not underestimating Justin Gaethje. I think he's one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world, if I'm being completely honest. So that excites me, kind of scares me, keeps me up at night, makes me want to wake up early and put together a great training camp. So I believe we stand in the middle when we trade for 15 minutes, and we'll see who goes down first. Do I like Conor's legacy? I don't really quite know how to answer that. The only thing I will say about Conor, man, the sport is better when he's in it. He is a guy who has captured the attention of not just the MMA community, but the entire sports community. Pop culture has an entire country on its back. In Ireland, those fans show up. I was there at UFC 264 with my wife. We went there and watched the fights with some friends of ours. And, man, the amount of people that came out to watch that dude, the amount of people that even just don't necessarily like him, or there's no reason to root for him, but they still root for him because he's something different. He's captured your guys' attention. He's captured my attention. He's captured everybody's attention. He's put everyone on notice. He's made us all look at the sport a little bit differently. And he's a game changer. He is a pioneer. I'd like to see him be a little bit more, stay out of the trash with the talk, stay out of the certain things, talking about people's wives, talking about, doing bodily harm to people, outside of the cage. Not my style, but it's entertaining. It's fun. You will love him or hate him. You will most likely tune into his fights. So I think his legacy is still being written, and I think he's got to come back from this injury and see what he does. What do you think of lightweight fight? Dustin? Who do I have? Justin or Dustin or Charles? That's a tough one, man. You never ever bet or root against Dustin Poirier. I think Dustin Poirier has matured and a lot of confidence. He's also somewhat hinted at, accomplishing everything if he beats Charles Oliveira and maybe walking away from the sport now that he's probably, set for the foreseeable future after these two Conor fights. You got to think Poirier versus Conor 4 is going to happen. It's just going to happen. It's got to. You're crazy if you're Dustin Poirier if you don't take that fight. But the left hook. We all get caught. That's why we love this sport. That's why you guys tune into this sport, because no matter how good guys are, 4-ounce gloves, winging a punch at the buttons, on the head, we're all going to go out eventually. It's all part of it. I think Poirier wins that fight. I think Poirier beats Oliveira. I think he beats him in a 5-round decision. I think he could finish Oliveira later in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. I think Oliveira. But I'd be very interested to see. We shall see. Have I been to India? No, I have not. Would I fight Conor McGregor in the future? Of course. I'd fight anybody in that top 5. Do I have Dana White privilege? Great question. I don't think I do. I think I was the beneficiary of some interesting circumstances that happened as I came into the lightweight division. You guys got to remember, I haven't even been signed with the UFC for a year, but when I came in, I weighed in right away for the backup, which nobody was willing to do. Was off for 2 weeks and then went straight back into training camp. Was off for 2 weeks and then for a good time. Some of you guys hate that line. Some of you guys love that line. But the premise behind it is I wasn't here to tiptoe around the lightweight division. I wasn't here to tiptoe around the top 15, top 10. I wanted to get thrown to the wolves right away. Either I am who I say I am or I'm not. I think I proved against Dan Hooker I am who I say I am. I think I fell short in the fight with Charles Oliveira, but I think I was a gnat's eyelash and maybe 1 or 2 punches away from finishing Charles Oliveira in that first round. Charles Oliveira hasn't lost a round since 2017 until I I think is one of the funniest things, not just what Tony Ferguson has said, but maybe one of the funniest lines of mixed martial arts history. So if I have to be the guy who gets laughed at because of it, or the guy who, gets made fun of because what you see in the octagon, what you see at the press conferences is somewhat entertainment, somewhat boisterous, and somewhat a little bit over the top. But a lot of times there's a ton of mutual respect that happens between us fighters. So hopefully get into a good conversation, get a question answered. Oh, wait, what's going on here? Doesn't say it's sending a request. Whose hairline is worse, yours or Tony's? I don't know. Probably mine.
Yo, you actually fucking actually accepted me.
What's
Shit.
up, bro? How are you, man? What's your name? And where you calling in from?
Jose from California, bro.
Jose from California. What part of California?
SoCal, so like near Long Beach.
Love Southern California, man. I lived there for
Yeah.
5 years. I lived in San Diego, so
Where do you
I
live right
love.
now?
What's that?
Where do you live right now?
I live in Nashville.
Oh, okay, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
You got a question? We want to bring some value to people?
I actually, honestly, like from how your next fight is probably gonna be Gaethje. Both of you guys said yes.
Yep.
Do you think you'll knock him out? But if you will knock him out, what round do you think is gonna be at?
I do think I can knock him out.
Okay.
He's been knocked out in the past.
Yeah.
He's also weathered some crazy storms, So I think this fight is about patience, precision, poise,
Yeah.
confidence, and cardio. And I think I have all of those attributes. I also think Justin has all those attributes. I think both of us have been in some crazy fights.
Mhm.
We both have proven that we can keep a high pace. I
Yeah.
believe I knock him out in the third round, just like Eddie Alvarez did, just like Dustin Poirier did. I think we get into a firefight. We stand toe to toe. We entertain you guys for 12 to 13 minutes, and
Yeah.
I get a finish by TKO or clean KO in the third round.
Honestly, when I saw you guys like announce the fight, like you guys have very familiar like styles.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like an explosive fight, like really explosive.
Yeah, I think it's no secret. Justin and I both like to go out there and fight.
Yeah.
That's why I think the fans took to me so quickly in the UFC. That's why the fans took to him so quickly as he came into the UFC. So he's a consummate professional, consummate banger. So we're gonna have a good time. So make sure you tune in. Hopefully, we get a fight date announced soon and kind of
Yeah.
see what's happened. Obviously, there's some rumors out there, but nothing's set in stone yet. So we shall see. But Jose, man, I appreciate you, man. Hang out.
Yeah. Can I ask one more question?
Yeah, what's up?
All right. Who is your dream fight right now?
So many good fights from in the UFC. I've always wanted to fight Justin Gaethje. I've
Yeah.
always wanted to fight Dustin Poirier. Obviously, I want to get that. I want to run it back with Oliveira. Obviously,
Yeah.
I want the money fight that is Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want the legacy fight that is Khabib Nurmagomedov. So
Yeah.
it's so hard to choose a dream fight in the lightweight division because I think every single fight is absolutely awesome for certain different reasons, but for the most part, it all adds to the legacy of me being one of the best guys in the world. So I think, to take care of my family, I would love the Conor fight, obviously.
Yeah.
To take care of my legacy and cement my legacy, I would love, the Khabib fight, but obviously we shouldn't even talk about Khabib. He's retired. He's enjoying
Yeah.
his
I don't think he's coming back at all.
Exactly. So I respect him for that, do his thing. But,
Yeah.
I'd say the number one fight would be, honestly, right now it's Justin Gaethje because I think that's a fun fight. I think it's a fight that I win, and I think that
Yeah.
propels me to that number one spot. And I fight for the title after that, and I beat whoever is the champion, Oliveira or Poirier. So
Yeah.
we'll see, man. Either way, the lightweight division isn't slowing down. And it's going to be a lot of fun for the next couple of years.
Yeah. How did it feel to get knocked out though? That's my last question. Like, how does it feel? Like, what was your like feelings?
Dude, it's just you're there and you're not really there, and you kind of just look around and you're like, number one, your disbelief because the fight was
Yeah.
going so well. The fight was like
Uh-huh.
within this close to me winning it.
Yeah.
So, disappointment, but I mean, more than anything, just like anybody, if you've ever been rocked or you ever fell off a swing or fell off a tree as a kid, you kind of just
Kind of
out of it a little
dazed.
bit.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's no pain involved, so
Yeah.
it's all good. Not that I care about pain. I'm in pain all the time, but
Yeah.
um, but man, I appreciate you, Jose. Enjoy California,
Appreciate you,
bro.
man. Thank you for letting me join.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. I'll see you soon. See you at the top.
Appreciate
Okay.
it.
Bye. Oh, can you take yourself off?
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know how. My man, Jose from California. Let's bring someone else on. Let's go ahead and bring someone else on. What do we got here, boys and girls? Sorry, these are completely random. It's hard to. See, This guy just declined. See, that's another rule. Number 1, be able to speak English. Number 2, have a good connection. Number 3, have a question ready. And number 4, don't request yourself to be on unless you're absolutely going to go on. Jack Terrell, I just clicked on him, and he did not. He declined. So don't be scared, homie. But let's see if we can't bring someone else on and see what's up.
Yo, what's up, bro?
What's up, man? How are you? What's your name? Where you calling from?
William. I'm from Seattle, Washington area.
William, are you on a skateboard, William?
I'm at work, dog.
Oh, dude, I my dude, man, look at you just putting in the work and getting on IG Live. What's up?
But I think the main thing I was gonna ask you is, what made you want to fight Justin Gaethje, and if you could choose between running it back between Charles Oliveira and fighting Dustin, who would you pick?
Fighting Dustin Poirier or Justin?
What made you want to choose Justin? You know what I mean? Like, call him out, or running it back with Charles and then Dustin. You know what I mean? Like, out of those two, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Good question. Honestly, I think Justin Gaethje is just the obvious choice right now. You know, he hasn't fought for a year, so he needs a fight. He needs a fight in the top 5. He needs to beat a guy to be able to get the title shot. You know, it just seems like a fun fight. Honestly, I had you in mind. I had every single person on here in mind. I had all the fans in mind. This is a fight that the fans want to see. This is a fight that the UFC wants to see happen before, you know, some circumstances happen that passes us up. And then if I had the choice between running it back with Oliveira, if Oliveira is the champion, I would fight Oliveira for sure. You know, because obviously there's title implications. But Dustin Poirier is also a fight that I want as well. I think I have to fight Dustin Poirier before my career is up. I have to fight Justin Gaethje. I need to fight Oliveira again before my career is up, and I need to fight Conor. You know, those are kind of my four guys that I definitely want to fight in the next couple of years before this career is up. But good question, man. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, rankings and dates and all that kind of stuff that we got to figure out. So the good thing is we fight Justin next, hopefully. Yo, what's up? Let me say hi to your buddy.
Oh, hang on. Let me. Oh. Can you see it?
Yo, what up, dude?
What's up, man?
Oh, that's the driver. That's the man with the steering wheel in his hands.
Yeah.
Sure.
But,
Awesome.
I'll ask you one more thing. Obviously, you train with Kamaru Usman, right?
Yep. Well, I used to. Now he
You
trains with Justin Gaethje, actually.
Oh, okay. So I was gonna ask you, who do you got at him and Colby in number 2?
Man, you can't bet against Kamaru Usman, but if there ever was anybody who came the closest, it was Colby Covington. I'm not a huge fan of Colby Covington's antics and you know, the things that he says. Even if I, you know, maybe agree with some of the things that he says, whatever. Not to the extent that he says them. You know, there's a right way to portray your message. There's a right way to, you know, respect people and not say things that are just going to tick people off. But that's part of his shtick. But I think Kamaru Usman wins that fight 9 times out of 10. But if there ever was a 10% chance that anybody could beat him, it could be Colby Covington. So I'll be tuning in, and I might even be on that card. So we shall see.
Shit, cool. All right, man. Well, like you see me at work, bro. I don't want to keep everybody else waiting up, man.
I appreciate you, dude. Hey, I appreciate you for working and grinding and getting after it. You keep on getting after it, man. I'll see you at the top.
All right, brother. Have a good day.
All right. Thanks, brother. See ya. My man's working out there freaking picking up trash and dumping it and serving you guys, serving his community, man. There's so many people out there work from home, or maybe they're out there grinding and getting after it. Maybe they're at the gym. Maybe they're working out. Maybe they're serving their serving their family or doing something. So, number one, anybody out there who has chosen to continue to employ themselves and work during this time, and maybe things are going to get better. No matter what, things will get better. We are a resilient people. We are resilient by nature. God has entrusted us with some really great abilities and personal liberties and stick-to-itiveness and fortitude to be able to get through this thing. So that gets me pumped up. See a man out there working, serving his community, and getting after it. So let's go back to some more questions. Random one here. Who is the toughest fighter you have trained with? Oh, man. I've trained with so many people. Let's start back in the beginning, back at Extreme Couture. Gray Maynard, Jay Huron, Martin Campman, Mike Pyle. Those dudes were all tough as heck. Tyson Griffin. Then I went to San Diego. Jeremy Stevens, Miles Jury, a guy, Dominic Cruz, obviously. And now at my current gym, man, goodness gracious. My boy Marquez, who has been one of my main sparring partners for years. Robbie Lawler has some of the hardest hitting, heaviest hands I've ever trained with. Logan Storley and Jason Jackson, both those dudes are on their way to Bellator Gold in the future. Man, so many guys. Rafael Vasayev, who fights this weekend, actually. He's fighting Bobby Green this weekend. He's a ridiculous talent. A guy named Loic, who fights in the PFL. The list goes on and on. Training with Roy McDonald right now, too, as well. So those are just a few guys, just to name a few. What do I usually eat in a day? Good question. I usually fast in the morning. I usually have a little bit of calories with my coffee, a non-dairy creamer that has a little bit of calories in it and good little flavor, and some coconut oil in my coffee to get some fats. Then I usually, for lunch, I'm eating lean protein and vegetables. Snack, some kind of high-fat snack, avocado, some nuts or whatever, snack in between. And then after training, my second training session, more lean proteins and some veggies. You guys always using Mega Fit meals every single day, 3 times a day, 3 times a day. So that's where I'm at. I don't count calories. I don't really count macros. I just eat clean and get after it. Who's the most underrated fighter? This is a good question. Is MSG still possible? I don't know if you're talking about for me or just in general. Man, I just saw that New York City is dropping some heavy mandates on the city of New York City. Basically, they're requiring you to be vaccinated, show proof of vaccination for indoor dining, indoor fitness, and indoor performances and entertainment. Obviously, a UFC fight being thrown at Madison Square Garden is considered indoor entertainment and indoor performance. I will not be vaccinated at that point. I don't know how many fighters if I was to fight on November 6th or whoever is fighting on November 6th at Madison Square Garden. I don't know how many fighters will be vaccinated. I don't really have a tally on who is or isn't. It's not that I'm anti-vax. It's not that I don't believe in the vaccine necessarily. I just am not going to get the vaccine until it's 100% FDA approved. We've had hundreds of clinical trials. We have, just like, the vaccines that my son has had, measles and chickenpox and all of the vaccines that have been around for 100 years, that have been proven. So we shall see. I don't know what's going to happen. More than anything, the chances of the UFC being able to sell out Madison Square Garden with only people that are vaccinated really cuts down their ability. I think it calls into question whether or not Madison Square Garden will actually happen, to be honest with you guys. Obviously, the UFC is brilliant and geniuses at putting these things together and putting their fights together. But as I said, I'm not anti-vaccine. I think the vaccines are effective. I think it's everybody's choice whether or not they want to take the vaccine. Let's grab another question. Good question. I get this question a lot. A lot of people ask me, hey, I got a fight coming up. How do I handle nerves? How do I handle jitters? How do I handle the multitude? So 29_Chandler, love it actually. Mike, I got a fight today, and any tips? I'm stressed out about it. Number one, if your fight is today, it's really tough because you should have already been preparing with what I'm about to tell you for weeks in advance. But the biggest thing is to visualize. The biggest thing to visualize yourself inside that cage, octagon, ring, mats, wherever it is. And then see it, smell it, taste it, see yourself going through adversity, see the punch combinations you're going to land, see yourself performing outside of the realm of the possibility of what you inherently think is possible inside of your heart, soul, and mind. So what do I mean by that? I mean, see yourself walking into the arena, see yourself walking combinations that surprise you, moves, techniques, body language, and body awareness that surprises you. Someone just said, don't let the adrenaline wear you out. Very true. Visualize that. Visualize yourself staying calm, cool, collected. Visualize yourself taking a couple punches, getting beat up, getting picked up, getting put down, getting held down, losing a round, and then see yourself walking back to the corner, taking a deep breath, listening to your coach, see your coach, hear your coach, feel yourself take out your mouthpiece, feel yourself take a drink of water, feel what it feels like, smells like, sounds like in the competition, and then see yourself going back out there and performing extremely well. That's how you visualize. That's how you see yourself doing well in competition well before you a perfect performance, and think about confidence, composure, precision, patience. Confidence, composure, precision, patience. And then ask yourself, what do I do? Do you fight? Do you train? Do you compete? Yes, you do, but be more specific. What do I do? I ask myself all the time, what do I do for a living? Well, I fight. Well, I don't just fight, but I fight smart and I fight sharp. I fight composed and I fight confident. What is my profession? Well, my profession is a fighter, but to be more specific with it, my profession is being a fighter that competes at a high level, who fights with precision and patience, composure and confidence. So you got to think and you got to talk and you got to speak those things into existence, because, it sounds like rah, rah, hoopla, but the more you can see it, taste it, smell it, talk about it, affirm it, and speak it over your life, the more you're going to be able to have great things. So real quick, let me go back. No, it's not going there. But anyways, I'm going to hop off here because I gotta get to a workout, get a run in, get some work in. But anybody who's still on here, go to my last story and swipe up on it. We're celebrating 1 million followers on Instagram, which is number one, crazy, humbling, and awesome. And crazy, humbling, awesome. And it's so cool that you guys are on this journey with me. It's so cool that we are growing and we are building this thing. And I hope at some point, in some way, I have helped shape your mindset, your heart, touched you, make you feel something that is out of the ordinary. So swipe up on my last story. We're giving away 10 one-of-a-kind signed so rights. So I autographed 10 of these so rights, and we're giving away 10 to 10 lucky winners. We'll be picking we will be picking the winner by next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being on this journey with me. Go to that last story, swipe up. The link is also in my bio to enter to win one-of-a-kind autographed signed so rights. I love you guys. God bless you. I'll see you at the top.